There is a universal truth to all religion and all deep investigations of spirituality. And it is that one time in your life you came into contact with a dimension of yourself or a dimension of reality that is intangible, that is somehow superseding your life, that is more like has a greater scope on reality, has more knowledge than you have as this person, and that shows you reality in a way that is unified and that doesn't hold the typical separation that we often experience as these human beings. And so people go all on different searches for this vaster essence, for this vaster truth that we all actually already are. And whether that is then in diverse religions, and we acknowledge this divinity that is this vastness, that has this knowledge, that is what can give us insights, or that is what can support us on our path. Or we go into different spiritual traditions and we see how the tools of these traditions help us come into contact with this innermost divine essence, this innermost spiritual essence of ourselves. But what is often not clear is that you are this divine essence. Before you are this person, or before you are this life, you are this vaster essence. And you can also discover yourself on that level of vastness. And oftentimes these different kind of methodologies, or these different kinds of paths in spirituality, in energetics, in science, they are always limited, and you will always come to your own limitation. You will always come to a point where there is no more dipping into this vastness, where you're always confronted with the limitation that results from you being confined somehow, seemingly, to this body mind. And what isn't clear to a lot of people, whether that is in religions or on these paths, is that there is a way of discovery in which you are actually recognizing yourself on the level of consciousness. It isn't just an insight, or it isn't just an experience of divinity. It is really a realization, a recognition of yourself on the level of vastness, on the level of infinity. And the way to it is very different than all these other pathways, all these other ways how you find out something about yourself, how you explore energetics of the body, how you explore surrender, devotion, bhakti. All these different pathways are still within the dualistic framework. They are still within duality. And you're still not really going into this recognition of yourself like this really most sacred discovery that you can make, and that actually all the scriptures talk about, this discovery of yourself on the level of divinity, on the level of divine light. And it is only this kind of realization or recognition that actually allows this greatness of yourself to fully come into this life, to fully actually be embodied through you, to actually shape your life, to actually rewrite your life, to actually release patterns, to actually do for you and as you. And there's no longer the striving or the necessity to work things out on your own or within this limited frame. And it is also the experience of what it means to be so vast, of what it means to be not separate, of what it means to be actually embracing of your environment, your life, the present moment, what is happening. Have not such a resistance to whatever is coming up, because you know it is you. And so the path to it is a lot of the negation of what you are not. And it is also to start placing emphasis on the being level of yourself, on the stillness level of yourself. So it is a turning of yourself towards something else. Now, when we come from this vastness, we can still explore the topics, we can still explore energetics, we can still explore the chakras, but our focus and our understanding of what this is then about is very different. It's very different what these kind of spheres then can hold for us and as us. And it isn't that your experience is completely gone after you realize the self. It is that you have different experiences, that you can come from a different understanding, that a different wisdom informs your life, that there is more acceptance and also more peace and less striving, more really a being with what is in every moment and a relaxation into what is. It makes life content. You're starting to access a level of self that is fulfilled and content, and this really then just bleeds into your life as a contentment of the present moment with whatever is going on in your life at that time, and the acceptance of that too, and no longer like this continuous scrutinizing of how you are or what is happening or how you should be, but just this complete embrace and this complete knowing and understanding that what presents itself is the divine in all these forms, is the divine in the duality, is the divine in you. There's a letting go that happens, and an effortlessness about life that is then simply happening and has no more this continuous resistance to what shows itself. Because what shows itself, even in adversary or even in challenging situation, is also the self. Ultimately, it is all you. And so you can come to explore yourself on this really deepest level, also through the chakras, and also as an exploration of the totality that is you, also of your topics. But the topics always then highlighted from an understanding of what you are. So it isn't a complete losing of the knowledge of your eternal self when topics or challenges or your stories or whatever comes up are are seen, as. So you can explore yourself on this deepest level. Come to know yourself. Allow your own divinity in your life. Allow this deepest level of self to inform life moment to moment. And come to know yourself and come to know life as that through you.